Now, amazingly, this big firework doesn't quite hit the tiny slit in the window opening, and suddenly this bottle rocket shoots across my nose. Hi, I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life. So it's Friday story time. And so it's one Friday night, and it's kind of close to New Year's, and me and a couple of high school buddies are cruising along in my Super Boss F150 with step sides and brown paint and chrome moly rims and kicking subs, and we're just jamming out to the radio and having a good time. Well, it's super cold outside, and we're speeding down the road, and my buddy decides that it's really too long to wait 3 more minutes until we get where we're going, so he's going to launch some fireworks from the truck. So he cracks the window like a 1/4 inch, and then he lights this massive mega bottle rocket that's like way too big to be launching from inside a truck. And he lets the fuse burn for a few seconds, and then he lets it go toward the window. Now, amazingly, this big firework doesn't quite hit the tiny slit in the window opening, and suddenly this bottle rocket shoots across my nose. Well, it's night, and I just had the God's fury of fire blast in front of my eyeballs, and so I swerve to the side, and the truck catches the edge of the ditch, and we're heading toward this like super steep slope. And well, I've just about got it pulled back to the road when my buddy slides across the seat and smashes me into the door. See, back in the day, we used to all armor all the bench seats in our trucks so that when we rounded a corner, our date would slide across toward us in the truck. Yeah, I'm really old. Well, anyway, now I'm pinned against the door of the truck, and I'm yelling for anyone, if they could just steer the truck back away from the cliff that we're now sliding down. And, well, smash, crash, kabam, pow, pow, pow. We end up taking out like 300 feet of barbed wire fence. And the truck finally stops, and we look out the window, and we're completely wrapped in barbed wire, but we're still upright, and we're still alive, and we're still here. And, well, we finally managed to get out one of the windows, and, dude, we're stuck in the mud. And so I climb back into the truck, and we try to move it, rock it back and forth, rock it back and forth. We're not going anywhere, dude. We're stuck. So here we are, curfew's passing as we speak, and we're stuck in the mud, and we're wrapped in barbed wire, and we've absolutely destroyed this fence. And what now? What do we do? Well, there's no lights, there's no cars, there's nobody coming. We don't really see anybody. We're out in the country. And so we aren't too far from one of the guys' houses. So we get the bright idea for him to go get his truck, and we'll just pull us out, and we'll be scot-free. Well, we get his truck stuck. So we go get his dad's truck, and we get it stuck. And then we borrow another friend's truck, and we get it stuck. And well, you get the idea here, right? We're stuck. There's trucks everywhere, lights everywhere, stupid teenagers all over this muddy field, and we're hosed. So I do what I have to do. I end up going back to my house, and it's really late, or early, depending on how you look at it, right? Well, my door flies open, and there stands my dad, and he is just a wee bit angry, and he yells, "What have you done now?" See, I'd gotten in trouble the night before, and he'd let me go out again, assuming I'd not get in trouble again. And well, now here we were. I'm covered in mud, I'm out past curfew, and my truck is not in the driveway. So I roughly tell him what's happened, and he turns around and slams the door. And a few minutes later, our garage door opens, and his big diesel truck fires up, and we load up, and we go down in his Super Duty mega monster truck. And for the next hour or so, we would wade out into the mud with this 80-foot chain that he had, and we would chain up a truck, and we would drag it out, and then we would undo the chain, and we'd walk back out, and then we'd chain up a truck, and we'd drag it out, and we'd undo the chain, and we'd walk back out, back and forth, truck after truck. Not fun, a lot of mud, a lot of barbed wire. Well, we finally get all the trucks out and we head home. Well, I'm not sure what time the sun was up that next day, but we were up with it. And we were out there having sunrise services fixing 300 feet of barbed wire fence. Digging post holes, putting in poles, tamping down poles, putting up the fence, stretching the wire, putting in the staples, and yes, per my dad, every barbed wire string had to play a C sharp. A lot of work, whole routine, we're working. Dad goes to talk to the neighbor while we're getting everything fixed, and finally we're done. We've got it all fixed. The fence is back, the ground is raked, we've put out straw. It really didn't look half bad. And here's the thing. As mad as he was at me that night, and as angry as I had made him over those couple of days, I mean, just knowing he was literally going to ground me for the rest of my life, you know what? He never said a word about it. Not a peep. He never brought it up. See, he taught me a very important lesson that night and that early morning. See, when you screw up, and notice I said when, because you will, when you screw up, fix it. That's it. Nothing more needs to be said. I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life, and we'll make you better.